Yeah. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated. We the one. We the one. Out of the darkness I rose up. Though they might sell this a gold rush.
Digital Gumbo Podcast After Poddy, number 22.
Deuce.
Nookie Bishop Jr., Idris Elbow. Idris, man, what's going on with the stock market, man? It took a dump, and a lot of people lost some valuation. Zoom, Netflix, and Peloton stock all down. And also, crypto has dipped sharply. Assess this.
Yes, look, it is like, okay, the stock market just don't like volatility, right? It's just like, it's looking out and seeing like stuff looks shaky. And one is this inflation stuff. And I know this is the bane of Joe Biden's existence. And you had Deucey ask him about it, and he got cussed out about it. But inflation is there, and people feeling it. And investors saying like inflation is a monster, and they think the Fed's gonna do something about it. They didn't. They was gonna drop something I think today or yesterday, but they ain't do it. But they said we're gonna do it because stuff is out of control. So they just make the stock market just it's just volatile. And then you got like Russia about to go to war with Ukraine, so it's just like a lot of stuff going on, and it's shaky.
Yeah, real shaky, man. They had to ask President Joe to walk them comments back because Europe was like, "What you doing, Joe? What you doing, Joe?" They had to go ahead and walk that back. So we'll see what happens, man, with this market volatility. But they said it's like they rewound the clock and had losses. That was like the levels of 2020, and we don't need to have nothing that we had in 2020 and 2022. So we
it was a dip. Some of it came back at the last minute, but it was a dip.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, man, consumer prices up 7%. They got a new car shortage. You want to know why? Because they can't find the chips. Also, they announced a $20 billion computer chip plant they're going to be building in Columbus, Ohio. So go a couple things. Used car prices at an all-time high. You can't get a new car, and they're building this $20 billion computer chip plant in Columbus, Ohio.
Wow, you know what I think they're gonna start doing though, like eventually? I think we're gonna start going back to like cars that aren't smart. They're just like mechanical, right? Because that's what it is. It's like every car now it has to have that chip or those chips, to kind of regulate stuff and run stuff. And I remember like the cars you could just like pour gas straight into the carburetor. That's the only thing you need to get it started, and they have no chips and nothing like that. So we might just need to go back to that, just mechanically operating cars with no computer chips in them.
Will we see the return of the Yugo?
Are you saying like Well, I guess I don't know. You might see. I hope you don't see cars that like catch on fire when you run into the back of them. I don't think we need to go that far back.
No. That's crazy. Another week, another mask violator. So it was a flight, from Miami to London. That's a pretty long ass flight, bro. You got to fly across the Atlantic to get to London. So have your parents ever told you, look, one more thing from you and I'll turn, this car around? Well, it happened on a plane. The man refused to wear a mask. Flight attendants asked him on multiple occasions. He refused. They was 500 miles away from Miami. Had to turn around the plane, go back to Miami. The marshals came and took this joker off the airplane. Then they had to refuel and then go to London. It was a nonstop flight. How hot would you be if you on your way to London, but this joker make them turn the plane around?
I hope they had an air marshal on that flight. They had to have an air marshal on that flight because I don't know if he would have made it back to where it came from safely. Because God, you know how painful that is, and you got to do the whole trip over again because of this one person.
Thank God it was a nonstop because if they had a connector, they ain't making no connected flights.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way. Let's see. We talked about the heart. We talked about the pig heart transplant, right? That was earlier in January.
Right in Baltimore, University of Maryland Medical Center.
I got one better than that. In Alabama, they did a transplant with a pig kidney. The kidney was grown from pig cells and transplanted into a human being in Alabama. I want to make some pork rind jokes, but go ahead and assess this pig kidney transplant in Alabama.
Like I was joking about like the pig heart before. It's like, well, this, with a cure high blood pressure, can you eat all the pork you want? But now, it's like you got the pig heart over here, you got the pig liver, down in Alabama. And I know, as a black person, you start to think like, man, I'm already low down on the organ donation list. And if I go in and I need an organ to save my life, they're gonna try to give me pig hearts and pig livers. I was like, so you start thinking about it, it's like, who is this gonna affect and who is this for? And like, who does it really help? And I was like, does this like say like, well, all the human hearts and all the human livers gonna go to the privileged, and then y'all get the pig hearts and the pig livers. So you just wonder about it sometimes.
That's crazy. The other story I read about was a man, he was on the heart transplant list, but he was unvaccinated. They took him off the heart transplant list.
Yeah, because it's hard being on that list, right? Like they have all this criteria, right? It's like, and they judge you by like, how much life you got left and all this kind of criteria there. And somehow like black people always fall like really far down that list. So it is, you got to think about that too.
Suburban Washington, D.C. That's a wellness check for this guy. People hadn't seen him in about a week or so. So the police came out. They went into the house, found the man dead. That's not the story. In the house, he didn't have no furniture. You know what they did find?
What? No furniture.
You want to know why? He had 125 snakes all in cages in his house. So they had to call in the animal experts. About half of them was venomous, half of them was not venomous. The animal control people said that actually these are the best cared for snakes they ever saw. They said he didn't have the furniture, so like the snakes had nowhere to hide. They had to take them out. The venomous ones were, I believe, sent to a refuge. I didn't even know there's such a thing as a snake refuge in North Carolina, I believe. And the other ones were either, I don't know if they set them free or what they did with that, but 125 snakes in the house, bro. This is crazy.
With no furniture. And I assume he died of a venomous.
No, he did not die of a snake bite that we know of. It might have been natural causes or something like that. But yeah, man, they haven't said what the cause of death was. But I don't think he got bit by the snake. They said all the snakes were in the cages.
So he didn't have a snake bite.
No.
Wow, that's a miracle. That's a minor miracle.
Yeah, and again, they haven't identified the cause of death, but they said the snakes are very well cared for. So I don't know if snakes can recognize people, or whatever, but they probably depended on him for their food and stuff. And the snakes got along with other snakes. So yeah, man, snakes in my house, 125 snakes, man. And
that just makes me think. I guess he lived there too. Maybe he didn't live there. Maybe that was his snake house where he went to go take care of them and check in on them and whatnot. But man, I think I would have had a heart attack just walking in there.
Man, you find out you got a snake house right next door to you. What you gonna do?
Move. Like back up all this stuff.
It would not be Digital Gumbo Podcast if we didn't mention some monkey stories. So I'll give you two. I'll give you 2 for 1 monkey stories. So I believe this is in East Asia. So So these primate experts, they have observed this colony of macaque monkeys where a female macaque monkey has ascended to the top of the throne. She's like the head monkey, right? So they say that this is very rare where a female macaque monkey is at the top of the chain. However, the primate experts say they're going to look into this because they say the female macaque monkey, when she goes into heat, might be involved in a love triangle, which could sort of disrupt the whole sort of chain of command and who's the top monkey, so to speak, in that colony of monkeys. Also in Pennsylvania, they was transporting some monkeys to a laboratory, you know, like they conduct studies and tests on the monkeys. The monkey truck crashed on a highway in Pennsylvania, and a monkey escaped. Well, 6 monkeys escaped. They captured 5. One is either still on the loose or dead. Assess this. This sounds like the start of a bad movie.
Yes, it does. It was like Outbreak.
Yes, exactly.
Like you got a missing monkey that just fell off a truck and he like starts showing up in the population. That is dangerous right there. I think we'll probably hear a little bit more about that story. You know, like that monkey will show up in lots of different places. Now for this other monkey, like this female monkey that took over, it's like kind of Game of Thrones or something like that. I think she's gonna last. You know, she made it this far, and she, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't usually have females like that come up like that. Obviously, she knows what she's doing. Yeah. So I think this one might last right there. She might outlast.
We got to follow up on that and see what these primate experts say, man. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to say the least. Bro, Dateline, West Virginia, a reporter on her last day on the job was doing a story in the snow, in the cold, pre-dawn, and got hit by a damn minivan and continued on with the damn report. Did you see that video?
No, I did not. She got hit by the minivan.
She got hit by a minivan.
It kept going. Wow.
Yes. And laughed about it. I mean, it looked to be very nervous energy. You get hit by a minivan on live TV. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna claim workman's comp. And I was like, you want to see the evidence right here? I'm like, I ain't coming back. Go ahead and give me my workman's comp. I'm done.
Nookie Bishop Jr. back on the street. I would have been right there laid out till ambulance came and got my ass. I'm not moving. I can't move my neck, my back.
Did the van stop at all? The van just kept going.
It slid a little bit. They cut it before, you know, like I don't know if they had to exchange information or whatnot. But yeah, man, it was crazy. She's like, boom.
But let me ask you this: was she in the way, or did the van slide off the road onto where she was?
Yeah, I think she was on the sidewalk, and the van slid. I think onto the sidewalk, or she was right at the sidewalk. It hit her from behind and took her. I don't know if it was the front end. And
I'm sorry, like who was that camera person?
Exactly.
Like, you see this? Ain't say nothing. You just gonna get the shot, right? You just gonna get the shot.
Yeah, you gotta move her over, man. What that lady would have died, man. The hell with that $100,000 camera. You got insurance for that. They ain't no insurance for this lady. That's crazy. We started this off, I think, on the first ever episode of the Digital Gumbo podcast. The doomsday clock is at 100 seconds to midnight. So it's 11:58:40 on the doomsday clock. I don't think it's moved much since the first episode, but they do a doomsday clock assessment every year. We got that conflict going over there with Ukraine and Russia that might click this up a couple of seconds, but we are 100 seconds to midnight, which is doomsday, annihilation of human beings and planet Earth. What do you think?
No, I think I said this before. That feels about right. Yeah. You know, because like that's how everybody's feeling right now, right? We're in the middle of a pandemic, and I know the doomsday clock is about like war and nuclear war in that sense. But like things like the pandemic, climate change, right? All that creates instability, and when you got instability, you get shaky governments, and then if governments have nuclear weapons, those nuclear weapons can like fall into like the wrong hands, or like a lot of stuff can happen. So I think the doomsday clock kind of speaks to the mood that the whole world is in right now. It's like, are we close? And I know, folks have always kind of said that in every generation, like, is this the end? But it is a lot of things that are converging right now that it feels like that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, about 100 seconds. That's about right, bro. So we'll keep hopefully cooler heads will prevail with this Ukraine thing, man. But it's not looking good right now. So we'll see what's up with that.
No, so I think it's 125 troops on the Ukrainian border, and everybody keeps saying, I don't know what Putin wants, what he's trying to do. And I think this is interesting. I was reading a story that they sent an official response to like Putin did say like Ukraine don't ever need to join NATO. Y'all need to like back off. And he wanted them to say like they would never have Ukraine join NATO, and they kind of responded back in a written response. So they just basically sending letters back and forth to each other.
Damn. All right. Well, at least they communicating. When the communication gets shut off, that's when it's a problem.
That's true. Good point.
Man, Dateline England. They have this small island with a lighthouse on it in England. They are taking applications for somebody to be the caretaker and like the lord or little king of the little island, and you be a caretaker for the island, man. It's pretty isolated. Would you ever be like to be like a caretaker of a small island?
I would, but not this one, because like that sounds something wrong with that island. I'm gonna tell you right now, something wrong with it. Something happened late at night. Some creature come out of there. It's haunted. It's something up with the island. They got to do an application for somebody to want to do it. Yeah. That means people don't want to do it, and there's nobody there to do it. You got to beg somebody to do it and take applications for it. So I would love to be in a place like that, but only a place that other people want to be at.
I wonder what the interview process is. Like you go to the applications, and then like it's COVID, so like do you do like a Zoom application, and then do they fly you out? Like if you like in the final 4 applicants, I wonder how that works.
Yeah, like, what you got to demonstrate? Like I can change a light bulb. I can sit around for long periods of time doing nothing, and it's okay with me. Like what kind of skill set are you showing? Yeah, that's interesting. You'll keep an eye on that and see what happens, man. But somebody's gonna be the caretaker of that island, man. So we'll see what's up. Okay, bro. Rest in peace. The singer Meatloaf died recently, right? Yeah, man out of hell.
Man out of hell. And I wouldn't do it. What is it? I would do anything for love, but I won't.
I would do anything, but I won't do that.
Okay, so Meatloaf died right now. Weber Grills, right? You know Weber Grills.
Yeah, I actually have a Weber.
Okay.
I love my Weber. It's nice charcoal grill.
They're based in Chicago. I actually went to the Weber Grill restaurant. Everything is grilled, like from the appetizers to the dessert. It's like a grill.
I've been there. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened was Meatloaf died, and Weber Grill, they already had this in the works with the marketing department. They sent out a recipe for barbecue meatloaf, like within 12 hours of Meatloaf passing, and people was upset. They was talking about cancel Weber Grill. You guys are sensitive. How could you? This is wrong. They had to issue an apology via email saying, "We sorry. This was predetermined. We didn't know that Meatloaf was going to die. We apologize for the time, et cetera, et cetera." That's some funny shit that they sent. They try to pull that email back.
Yeah, and I'm starting to think like I don't know. I'm glad they apologized, but like they might actually plan that. That might just been a bad decision somebody made.
Listen, Dave, we're gonna get some free publicity out of this meatloaf thing. You send the barbecue meatloaf recipe ASAP. Don't worry about it. If we need to walk it back, we will. We need to get some free. It's hard out here in these grill streets.
Yep.
Grills. These winter grill sales are horrible. Goodness gracious. Unbelievable. One of our favorite places, Chipotle. They've raised their prices. People are not happy.
Dang, inflation getting everybody, boy. It's like supply chain and all kind of stuff.
People are not happy. They're saying that the ingredient prices went up, but they also gave some multi-million-dollar bonuses to like some of the big wigs at Chipotle. Assess this. People was walking out because they say the burrito prices is too damn high. And another thing, we talked about this. They ran out of the aluminum toppers for the burrito bowls, man. So they had to like take some tape. Tell me what happened when you went. They had the bottom paper bowl, but they didn't have the foil top that go on. How did they do that?
No, so like that was the first time I experienced that. Where it's like we don't have the tops for the bowls. Like what do you mean you don't have the top? They had to put some just aluminum foil on top of the bowl. And and I didn't know until I talked to you, and you said like, yeah, I experienced that too. And they just had supply chain shortages for the tops for the burrito bowls.
Man, they took the bottom thing with the burrito, then they put another paper bowl on top, and then put some tape around it. I was like,
and they take yours up. At least I had actually aluminum foil on top of mine.
I was like, what in the hell is this? This is unacceptable, unbelievable, man. It's getting hard out here for these kids, man. The New Mexico governor actually signed up to be a substitute teacher. Also, these bus drivers are saying, the school bus drivers are saying, to hell with these kids. And in certain states, they have asked for the National Guard to bring some troops in to drive these kids to school. What in the hell?
Yeah, this thing is bad because like I would say, you got school districts asking people from like the district office, right? Like these are the administrators, like they work in the district office. They don't go into schools. They've been asking them, we need y'all to go into the schools to help, like do lunch duty or something. Because you got staff that's out with COVID and they're just like short staffed. And they're trying to keep running, right? Like there's this whole political thing where, you want the kids in school and nobody can say like things is jacked up right now. Maybe kids don't need to be in school. We know the downsides of having kids out of school. So they're trying to keep it going. But that system is at a breaking point. It is fractured and broken. And it's not because of people there. It's just the strain on that system. It's so much. And so what you're seeing is they're looking for any kind of help that they can get. And like you said, the story has turned into, they now turn to the National Guard to say like, help us get kids to school. That's how bad it is. Anytime you call in the National Guard, it's a disaster. They only come out for a disaster.
Exactly. That's right. Did you know like when they have natural disasters, they have something called the Waffle House Index?
Yes, I heard about this, which I love Waffle House. Like if Waffle House can get it, then you can get it.
Yes.
If Waffle House shut down, you through.
Yeah. If Waffle House is open, we good to go. That means stuff is moving you correct. And if Waffle House is closed, they're like, good luck. Unbelievable.
You're on your own.
Man, I need you to put your thinking cap on, man. Name your favorite Digital Gumbo after Poddy moment or your favorite show moment in general.
Wow, that's like so many of those. I'm gonna have to think back. We've had so many laughs and good times. Okay, here's one for the books. I'm just saying this because of how the pandemic hit. Is I remember being in the studio. So just being in the studio with all of us together physically in the same place. Yeah. And I think I had brought some charcuterie board.
Yes, you did.
And it was like, you brought some charcuterie into the studio, but y'all ate it though. It was good. But it's like, why you bring a charcuterie board into the studio? You're bougie.
You did. And you had your bourbon with you too.
And bourbon.
Man, I can't wait to get back in the studio, man, so we can bring that was, it's like what people bring is like, remember I had my Coca-Cola energy drinks or some other stuff, man. Yeah. Man, I have to say, for the after parties is always, like when we rank stuff, either like the cereal or like we didn't do the cereal.
We did the candy, the down laters, all that.
Yeah, we did the hood candy and then we did the chocolate candy bars. That was great. But on Digital Gumbo, man, we laughed when did we play that audio from that Jennifer, Are You Okay? In the George Floyd aftermath, the lady that got busted upside the head and they emptied that whole fire extinguisher.
Yeah, it was a target, right? She was trying to protect the target.
Jennifer, are you okay? Jennifer, are you okay? That's some funny stuff. Man, listen, we got a lot going on. Let me see if I can try and recap this, man. And then you give me your thoughts. Instagram, you're at I am Idris Elbow. I am IDRISELBOW. You are the same on Twitter. I'm at Nookie Bishop Jr. I am on Instagram at I am Nookie Bishop Jr. I am NOOKIEBISHOPJR. Now, you have the Idris Elbow Show Mondays on Twitter Spaces, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific.
Yeah,
and that's right, Ashy Monday. So we encourage everybody to go follow Idris on Instagram. Again, at I am Idris Elbow, IAMIDRISELBOW. New Ashy Monday Idris Elbow Show be coming up on Monday. Then I'm following right behind you on Tuesday, the Nookie Bishop Jr. Show on Twitter Spaces. Go and follow me. I am on Twitter at Nookie Bishop JR, at NOOKIEBISHOPJR. And you want to follow me? Had my homeboy Chris Jenkins on. That was a great conversation, man. And then everything that's just going on in general. You're on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. You got our handles, and we want to check it out. But the main thing, Idris, right, is that people need to go and follow the Digital Gumbo podcast on Twitter at the Digital Gumbo, at the Digital Gumbo, at the Digital Gumbo. Super Bowl Sunday, February 13th, 4:25. It's the Digital Gumbo. Huh?
You don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it. It's the Digital Gumbo podcast, Super Bowl pre-game party. Me, Idris, T. Petty. We might even have some special guests on there. Definitely going to be funny. So you want to follow us at the Digital Gumbo on Twitter. Then as soon as that Twitter Spaces goes up, we'll be getting that done really, really quickly. We'll make that available to you. Just go ahead and click on that, set a reminder, and you'll get a reminder when the podcast on Twitter Spaces is going to be happening. Definitely going to be funny. Remember, we tried it last year, man, on Twitch, but the technology did not call up, and now we're going to be able to do this on Twitter Spaces on Super Bowl Sunday, man. I think it's going to be a hit.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it, so tune in.
Absolutely. Again, our full library of episodes, now 75 strong, is available on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Download, subscribe, rate, and review today. We're also available on smart speakers, including, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, bro. Amazon Alexa, you just simply say, play the Digital Gumbo podcast, and then boom, the Digital Gumbo podcast comes on. Also, your Google Assistants, just say, hey, Google, play the Digital Gumbo podcast, and boom, 175, whatever episode you like the best, the whole library of episodes will be right there with us. So we'll be right there with you. So we'll be there with you. So you want to download us and take us, in your phone or wherever, liven up your office experience. Some people go walking or running or exercise with the podcast on. You want to subscribe so that you get the notifications on your device the minute the new episode drops. You want to rate us 5 stars, especially on Apple Podcast. That lets the folks know that you're out there loving the Digital Gumbo podcast. And you want to write a review. Those reviews go into the algorithms that determine the best podcast. And we've been ranking in Canada, Trinidad, and Tobago. I look back also the Czech Republic and Brazil. So we're trying to spread this thing worldwide. We appreciate your love and support. 75 episodes strong. This makes number 76, man, which is the 22nd After Poddy, man. So we make a move. After Poddy number 22 in 2022, bro. Deuce. Well, listen, we are all out of breath now from talking for so damn long, and I need to go get my customary Fiji water and lives. Bro, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Bro, that's it. Just check out us Super Bowl, right before the Super Bowl. It's going to be a lovely show, and we'll see y'all then.
That's right, 4:25 Eastern on Twitter Spaces. The news will be going up. Just follow us on @TheDigitalGumbo, and you'll see that in our scroll, and you'll see what's going on. But yeah, Twitter Spaces, 4:25 Eastern, 1:25 Pacific on Super Bowl Sunday. We can't wait. All right, bro, we good?
We good, bro. Peace.
All right, one love, y'all. Peace.